Hello, and welcome back to Attingham Park. We started off this morning by baling up this field, and now we're collecting the bales. And I'm going to do a little bit of a time lapse for that we'll transition to, but after this, we plan on getting the pumps and hoses out and getting this field done, as well as that field straight in front of me, field 17. So, gonna get a little bit more action with the DLC from Creative Mesh. I do have the latest update on there, so they did fix quite a bit with it. I'm not sure all of the updates, but it was quite a good change log on it. I'm hoping that also fixed the fermenter, giving out like unlimited amounts of money or cash. If not, then I guess we'll just wait. But I'll check into that because it might be ideal for us to move some of our bales over there. Did figure out where to go to change the age of the cows, so I bumped them up to where they were, I think, what they were before. Right around the 23 or 24 month age group. At 27 months, the cows will start to produce milk. So then we should start getting a return on our investment, basically. And I realized I left flight mode on. We are in the first day of May. Haven't seen a whole lot of contracts besides baling ones. So we might get to some of those maybe a little bit later. Doubtful today with us messing with the pumps and hoses and stuff. So we're gonna transition to that montage time lapse and just finish collecting the bales, as well as show off some of the baling we had already done. And then once we come back from that, we will start up with the pumps and hoses and getting that all laid out. So I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, and we're back with the pumps and hoses now. We got some of the equipment over here. McCormick's hooked up to the tank here with the pump on it. We have the little water pump here. I did change this to hold water and slurry, so I'm not sure if we need that if this has water and slurry. Maybe we just need to put slurry in there and then we can use this with water. I'm not sure how this actually hooks up to that. I've only watched maybe one video and they just had it sit next to it and you could activate it. You can jump into this thing and it says activate pump, but it won't let me. But I don't know if that means I don't have any hoses hooked up or anything, or the tanker pump's not hooked up or running. So we'll try it out in a second. Do have an extra set of hose over here, and then I have the couple reels on the front of the fast track here. So let's see if I can remember how to do this. Need to unwind the hose. And we are going to, I'm not sure I have the right idea for this, but we're going to cut right across the middle of the field and try to go up and down each side individually. I don't want to really work for course play, but we're going to try doing a lot of this manually or with GPS and see if we can get it figured out. A little bit longer than we'd like. I'm getting confused with my directions. Alright, so we got the one done. I think that's, I'm hoping that's all we're gonna need. Because hopefully it'll stretch that corner. If not, we'll have to hook up. I might have totally failed at this, but we'll figure it out. So putting that little bow tie in there ain't gonna be a big issue. Now we have to get over to the, let's jump this way. That's hooked up. Let's see if we activate our water pump. That is not going to work. Let's see what we gotta do here. So if we activate the pump, it is using, okay, so let's try this then. I'm gonna redo the change I had made on this originally. So I had changed it to be the capacity to be the other way. We're gonna do this. Revert it back to what we had. We're gonna have to re-hook up everything. So I activate the pump there. Then we come to our water pump and activate, oh, there we go. No, it's not gonna work. I don't know. Not sure how that. Not sure how that's working. Not sure why it's not staying active. Maybe I need to have the sprayer going. Need to remember how I... There we go. And we are going to try the auto mode, see if that works. And I guess we're going. Also in the corner there you can see how much slurry you're using and where you are going through it fairly quick, so we might need to run a hose from one end of the field to the other, or to the slurry tank. With the JCB here, we should be able to make fairly tight turn. Might turn on our angles here. And voila. Like I said, I'm not sure. I guess it's hidden. It's getting us the right amount with the auto application. So I guess up like here, we're at like 40 out of 65, which is good. It's not great, not perfect. But if I run the non-auto application rate, then I get a ding on our precision farming. I'm not sure if the water pump's doing anything. Be nice to know if I had a little more, I guess, confirmation there. On if it's helping. So what the water pump's supposed to do is, I think, help with the slurry application, and it makes it so your pump does not wear out as fast. Basically helps keep your pump a little more, I guess, lubricated, not pumping a thick slurry through there. And that way, I think that you see below our precision farming application, right there you can see the condition of the pump. I don't know if the condition means the pump is active, running, like 100%. I'm gonna guess that's what it means, it's running at 100%. But if it starts to wear down, it might cause the condition where it cannot pump at 100%, so then you can't pump as far. Or maybe it doesn't pump as accurate. But I guess that's something we'll start to figure out as we use it more. Should have plenty of hose, I think, to reach all the way to the corner. Then what we'll have to do is backtrack it to the middle and start going down the other side of the field. We might be pushing the length there. We might also have to run like a headland around. almost out of slurry. So we will run out of slurry pretty quick with this smaller pump. Alright, so we're back. I had to figure out some things. I grabbed a 200-meter hose because that would get us from the slurry tank all the way over to our orange hoses, our 300-meter hose. We might just leave the pump over here next to the slurry tank. That way we can stay continuously filled. We should be able to stay continuously filling and having the pump active at all times. So if you look, we have basically the liquid manure tank. We have 371,000 liters, so that should be plenty now for us to get our field done. I don't know if the water tank's working. I could move the water pump back over there. I probably should do that. Let's just do that now before we get too far ahead. And see if this actually works or not. It's kind of weird because there's no... I don't think there's any way to... There's no like animation or hose hookups. Like it doesn't tie into the pump. I think it just sits next to it and you just activate it. So I wish there was like a way to actually like hook this pump or this hose up to the pump so you could actually tell if it's doing something. If you know, if you've messed with the pumps and hoses and you know already, let me know. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Much appreciated. I think we'll jump to a bit of a time lapse, throw a little bit of music to the background, and just let you watch this application. And if anything comes up, I'll stop it and show you what's going on. So I'll catch back up with you here in a little bit. So we've finished up both the fields now. We can see here we have a decent score on our nitrogen. And I know now that these two I had not run auto application, and that is why the nitrogen is basically nothing. There's a couple spots you can see kind of where I had some messes up with the applicator. But overall, walking through the field and everything, it looks like it's all good. Looks like it's fully fertilized. Next time on 18 and 22, we'll just run auto application, and that should give us our bonus score. I do need to put lime in 19. And the only other thing I would say is with grass fields, because we have no weeds, I might just run a herbicide sprayer over them and see if I can get the weed control up a bit. As for tillage, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into that much on the grass field, so I'm not sure if actually plowing them up and running them with the direct drill would work, or if we should just let it slide and it'll be what it is. Also for 23, we could run the sprayer on it as well, because we plowed that one, so we'll have no weeds no matter what. But if we run the sprayer, I think it'll give us the weed control bar and the rating, so it should give us a pretty high environmental score. Help us out with bonuses when we're selling everything. But we are going to clean up now. We need to give everything a good washing. I did have a couple issues on the large field. I think it was my fault because I wasn't running a long enough hose. So I had a 300 and a 200 meter hooked up, and I kept pulling the hose off of the pump or the tanker because I kept stretching it too far when I was going on the outer edges. So next time I'll just have to run 600 to 700 meters and we should be totally fine there. We will have to at some point get a compressor and some other components so we can clean our hoses out, make sure they're staying tidy. Also for the water pump, I had looked it up in between recording sessions, and I think if I have the tanker or a pump that accepts water, I can put that water pump next to it, and that'll just supply water all the time instead of being near a water point. I'm not sure we really need it, or I could switch the tanker I have over to be a water and slurry tanker. Our other thing is we are going to need something that will transport slurry around for us. We could probably use the truck and the trailer we have down at the BGA if we really wanted to. But we are going to get to a point kind of where we're stalemated on our fields. After a month or two, we'll be able to do another cut of the grass fields. But probably next episode we will do some of the liming and then maybe see what we have for contracts. We'll also have to keep up on the feed for the cows. But that should be, we're kind of getting a groove now. We're understanding some of the stuff. We might also run some bales down to the BGA fermenter and see how that operates, see how the production of the new BGA from the Pumps and Hoses DLC works. So we have a couple things we can do. We might just have to skip a few days ahead. But there should be plenty of contracts we can work on. Well, that's gonna be it for today. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like there. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you want to stay up to date, then turn on the notifications bell. And thank you for watching, everybody.